Today, I'm going to be telling you guys a story from my friend group lore that's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's actually very sad. So, today, we're going to be talking about how my homie got cheated on at senior prom. It's going to be a crazy story, so strap in, guys. Let's just get started, because we need to establish a little bit of background here. So, in the summer of 2025, the summer after junior year going into senior year, my one friend got outed as a woman beater. And basically, me and the whole friend group unanimously decided that we don't want to be friends with this guy anymore. He's a disgusting person, you know. He admitted to putting the beats on her. He never apologized for it. He even was like, oh, she used to thank me for it. She liked it. Like, what are you talking about, bro? So we ended up dropping this guy, kicked him from all of our group chats, blocked his number, all of that stuff. And this guy had the girlfriend who he put the beats on, and she was the one who exposed it, by the way, in the first place. And she also started hitting on the guy who found out all this from her. So basically, my friend, let's just call him Timothy. Timothy and another one of my friends ended up hitting up this girl after the two broke up to ask her why they broke up, because he wasn't saying a word about it, and she's like, oh yeah, he was beating on me. So Timothy was like, oh shit, and Timothy started flirting with this girl for some reason, and they were flirting back with each other, you know. They were like talking, bro. They were like talking smack, you know, talking crazy, like some freaky ass shit. I'm not gonna elaborate into any of that, but basically this guy went over her crib, got bitten by her dog, by the way, which is like another crazy fucking thing, and she ended up, as the Toronto dudes would say, giving him mad wazzles. So they decided to start a relationship, and from the start, me and a bunch of my friends were already like, this is just kind of weird, bro. Like, she's just out of an abusive relationship. She was lying about guys that she was talking to during her Australia trip last year. It was like a whole thing, and frankly, their relationship had a lot of ups and downs. Another thing we thought was weird is that she would not post this man on Instagram, which I thought was a red flag. So I brought it up to Timothy, and Timothy told me to fuck off and focus on my own relationship, which was whatever, bro. I'm not gonna budge, because I knew this man was about to get his heart broken, and you can't really say something or say anything to someone like that who's just completely delusional in that situation, and, you know, doesn't catch on to any of the red flags. They had also broken up and gotten back together about 2 times by that point, and for the last 3 months of their relationship leading up to prom in May, they had been arguing a lot, like on again, off again. You know, they break up, get back together, break up, argue, yada yada yada. It was a whole mess. And frankly, I felt horrible for this guy. You know, I'd known him for the entire time I've been in high school, and me and this guy used to be really good friends. So, you know, I try and condole him, you know, show him my support, but he really didn't really give a shit. Like, I don't know. So this girl goes to an all private girls school, which I don't know about y'all, but that was another red flag, at least in my head. And so she had her prom, and she conveniently started arguing with Timothy right before her prom, and she just didn't bring him. And he was a little sad about that, understandably, but our prom was coming up in a couple weeks, and he had already bought her a ticket for $120, which is honestly just insane. And she just said, no, I'm sorry, Timothy, I don't really want to go. Our relationship's getting strained. But she still wanted to have the relationship, which was weird, whatever. So the night before prom, or at least a couple days before prom, my other homie peeped the seating chart and saw her name on there twice. And he told Timothy, he's like, Timothy, bro, I see your girl's name on there twice. Like, what's going on here? And Timothy brings us up with the girl, and the girl says, oh, someone must be trolling me. Someone must be pranking me or some shit. It's like a troll, whatever, bro. I don't even know. And Timothy is like, okay, whatever. He gets ready for prom, and, you know, he's all ready to go and shit. So he gets the whole gang together. I didn't go to senior prom because of some other drama, but the whole gang gets together at my one friend's house, and they all take pictures and shit. You know, they're having a good time, I guess. And they all drive to prom. It starts at 6:30, so they all go, and they get to the venue. And at the venue, they're just chilling, you know, eating their food, just hanging out, you know, as a group of guys does at prom. You know, nobody else has a date because all my friends are chuds. And yeah, it's just a good time for all of them. But then Timothy's sister and Timothy's sister's friend come up to him, and they're like, "Yo, Timothy, bro, your girl, she's with another guy." And Timothy is like, "Oh my fucking god!" And they point the girl out to Timothy, and Timothy is livid. She is with a guy who everybody thought was gay, but apparently he's actually not gay. That's a W method, by the way. But anyway, Timothy was devastated. And when I tell you devastated, I mean it. He sat on the stairs to the entrance of the venue and basically bawled his eyes out with the whole friend group and his sister and his sister's friend, who originally showed Timothy the girl. They were all sitting there basically comforting this man as he was about to start bawling his eyes out. And frankly, it was sad, but this dude caused some drama that got me barred from the prom table. So at the same time, honestly, I knew this was gonna happen, so I was like, bro, you get what you deserve. Karma's a bitch. So on the way home, this kid is driving. He's not driving, but he's in the back seat of his sister's car who's driving. And he starts bawling his eyes out. And he's on the phone with my other friend, and he's bawling, crying, hysterically crying. I guess understandably, but like, he's tweaking, bro. He is fucking tweaking. And that night, a new group chat is made, and my friend who was on the phone with Timothy while he was crying was like, "Go wish Timothy the best. I really feel bad for him. And yeah, just make sure he's okay." Oh, Christ, excuse me. Anyway, so I just text him. I'm like, "Bro, I heard what happened. I'm really sorry about that, but I wasn't going to be a smartass to him. I'm not going to be like, oh, we all warned you, because it's not the time for that." And he's like, "Oh, I'm really sorry to you, Julian. I'm sorry for all the drama. I'm sorry for everything I said. You want to go to the Backrooms movie with me and the whole friend group? I'd really appreciate it. You know, I just got broken up with, and it'd mean a lot if you were there." So, yeah, this dude got broken up with. He started pity baiting for a whole week, and then there was more drama about just women he was talking to. So, in the last video, I talked about a beach trip that me and all my friends went on after graduation. And during this beach trip, he decided to, quote-unquote, hit some sauce, you know, try and crack a girl and dip. And at the same time, me and like half the friend group were opposed to that. And then it was him and a couple yes men that were like, "Oh yeah, bro, just let him do it, yeah, he's got that." So, what he decides to do is he decides to DM a girl that he met at a grad party. Now, this girl is friends with another one of my friends. Let's call this friend Will. So Will has a friend group of 4 girls that he likes to hang out with. They're all platonic friends. You know how it is. And Will had a grad party that he wasn't going to invite Timothy to because Timothy had talked shit about him in the past. But at the last minute, he felt bad for Timothy. Will decided to invite Timothy to his grad party last minute. And at this grad party, Timothy starts hitting on a girl. You know, they're talking about like anime and shit, whatever. I'm not even gonna judge the sauce, whatever, bro. And Timothy at the beach decides to hit up this girl with the express motive of just quote unquote fucking her and dipping, as he does the motion. I don't know how to describe that. That's what he said to me. And I'm like, bro, listen, this is stupid. You're getting caught up with your friends' female friends, and he's very protective of them. So, but Will is very protective of this group, understandably. But that doesn't deter Timothy. Timothy starts hitting her up, and honestly, it's the worst sauce I've ever seen. I'll put some screenshots up on screen if you're curious about this quote-unquote W sauce. And this girl gets mad uncomfortable, understandably, and blocks him. And then Will calls Timothy, and basically there's a whole argument, and Will says, "You're dead to me," basically. "I never want to talk to you again." And just like that, the friend group is splintered almost right after graduation. You know, there's the people, the smart people that are siding with Will here, like, "Hey, this is just disgusting. Why would you do this, especially after you just got cheated on?" And then there's the yes men siding with Timothy, who are just glazing at this point. It's just gross. So that was the story about how my friend got cheated on at senior prom, and a little bit of the aftermath that happened afterwards. And yeah, it was a crazy time to be alive. It's almost like a month ago at this point, so it's pretty past us. I don't talk to this guy anymore. Timothy is off the deep end, and I honestly feel bad for him, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to speak to him again. But yeah, that's really it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see y'all next time. I love y'all. Peace.